Okay, so listen, I've been a Five Nights at Freddy's fan for about 8 or 9 years now. Practically my entire teenage life has been haunted by this freaking nature. I drew comics, fan art, and at a very low part of my life, fan fiction. And here recently, I even played FNaF 1 for the first time. See, breaking it down in there, I have a very different view about it now, and I see why I didn't play it as a kid. I let the grown men on YouTube and rectangles do it for me.
Was that the button?
And now that the second movie is coming out. It's already out. It got me right back into that old FNAF brain rot again. When FNAF 1 first dropped in 2014, I'm pretty sure no one expected it to blow up like it did. Not even Scott Coffin, the guy who made the entire franchise and who literally thought it would be his last project before quitting Game Dead altogether after multiple failed projects beforehand.
Oh my god!
Then boom! The characters, iconic gameplays, theories, animations, and fan music caused the small indie game to explode in popularity. It completely changed YouTube, the indie scene, and honestly, internet culture altogether. So yeah, it's safe to say that this series means a lot to me and to a ton of other people as well. And now, with the second movie's hype going strong, exciting voice actors being announced, I figured this would be the perfect time to go back to where it all started. The FNAF 1 band! And give them a total reimagining. What are you doing?
Who are you, nigga?
What if Freddy Fazbear Entertainment had an actual wealthy budget? What if Henry and William were not bad people? What if Freddy Fazbear actually went and put on some pants? That's basically what ran through my head one evening when I decided to start this project. Which before I hop into, let me introduce myself. So if you're new here, which is literally all of you, I have 3 videos to my name. Hi, I'm Lele Blossom. I'm a digital artist and PNG tuber. I don't necessarily specialize in anything, but I do dabble in character design. It is one of my passions. I mostly do illustrations and lackluster memes. And yeah, that's it. But hey, if you aren't annoyed by me yet, and you're interested in other content from me, you should subscribe! Yeah! YouTube! Subscribe! You can just tap the little button. No need to smash it, pound it, slice it. Just give her a little tap. She's been through a lot. So what am I doing here? Reimagining the FNAF 1 cast, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, which was very obvious. It's in the title. I just explained it not even a minute ago. I wanted to see how they might look like if Fazbear Entertainment had an actual budget, actual money. Not like theme park levels of money, but just a really high budget pizzeria arcade. Something sleeker, flashier, and way more advanced, but still having a nostalgic feel still. Am I making sense? Probably not. My biggest inspiration for the looks for the animatronics came from the classic Disney animatronics and shows from the 1980s, specifically the Country Bear Jamboree. What I love about Disney's older animatronics is how each character has a completely different build, silhouette, and personality baked into their designs. There's so much variety and shape language that makes each one of them memorable and eye-catching in their own right. Meanwhile, the Chuck E. Cheese style, which is obviously what inspired FNAF in the first place, tends to have the same uniform, copy and paste body shape across the whole band. It works for what it is. It gives off the vibes. It's creepy. But for this challenge, I wanted to experiment with more unique proportions, silhouettes, and expressiveness. For each of these redesigns, I'm going to be focusing on their personality, purpose, and how they function within the pizzeria and during the night when they're hunting the night guard. And who more perfect to begin this challenge with than the main man himself, Freddy Fazbear. For Freddy, his design is heavily inspired by the Country Bear Jamboree, which, yeah, everyone else is, but he's their race. When it came to his build, I wanted Freddy to have that showman kind of presence. As the face and name of the pizzeria, he needed to look important, big, proud. Like the moment you walk in, you immediately know that, hey, whoa, that's Freddy Fazbear, whoa! So I made sure his overall silhouette was broad, open. His chest is out, his shoulders are back, very top heavy. He's proud, commanding, he is the boss. For his personality, to me, is that classic showman type. He's polite, charming, a professional perfectionist. So I leaned into that by giving him a more polished, put together look inspired by his original design. The top hat and bow tie stayed, of course, but I expanded upon them. He wears a cuff suit jacket with suspenders and long tailored pants that reach up to his stomach. I was struggling with the color arrangement, but I feel the red felt like the right choice. It's bold, warm, and eye-catching, much like his role as a leader of the band. I also added in this fun motif across the band members. They have colored buttons on their outfits that represent all of them because they're all friends and besties! Freddy's jacket has brown, blue, and yellow running along his left side of his jacket, symbolizing himself, Bonnie, and Chica. And on his cuffs, he's got Foxy's buttons. It's a sneaky little call out to Foxy not being officially in the band, but he's still a part of the crew. And now it's time for his gameplay. How does he function? How does he work? In the original game, he doesn't move until night 3, which I had kept. And his little gimmick is that he's very hard to spot on the cameras. He hides in the shadows, and you can see him by his tiny little white pupils in the shadows in the dark. You can't see it, which is cool. But I got rid of it. And it's very imagining. I thought it'd be cool if we had this like mannequin-like mechanic instead. Think of the endoskeletons from Security Breach. He's constantly moving when he's unobserved, but the moment you look at him, he freezes. It's the perfect contrast to his daytime persona. During the day, he loves being seen. He loves the attention, the applause. But at night, when he's haunted, the spotlight becomes more of a curse. And here we have Freddy Fazbear. Ooh, and a small little detail that I'm adding on to the rest of the designs as well, which I kind of picked up from Disney's practices as well. You know, when you go to Disney World or Disneyland, and you can find the live actors or mascots running around, and the kids have these autograph books, and the actors and the mascots are trained to perfect a specific signature for their character, so that it's consistent around all the parks. I thought it'd be really cool if, you know, these animatronics had a mascot mode or a separate mascot suit all together, and all the workers were trained to have known and practiced Freddy's signature. And if he did, if that was a thing, that would be his signature right there. It's big, sharp, and bold, and flashy, just like he is. Alright, so Bonnie. I'm gonna be honest. Bonnie's a nothing burger. Like, compared to everyone else, he doesn't have any big standout traits I can work on. He's not wearing a bib, he's not a pirate, he's not the face of the band, he's just there. He's so freaking boring.
What did you say?
What did you say about my mans? I didn't say anything. Nothing bad, at least I don't think so.
You got a problem with my mans?
No.
I'm just stating my opinion, please.
When I'm figuring out personalities for all the animatronics, I start by working off what we already know from the games and kind of filling in the gaps. Freddy has a top hat, a bow tie. He could be confident, professional, charming. Chica has a bib. She's bright yellow. She has a bib that says, "Let's eat." She would like food, right? I could imagine she's optimistic and cheerful, or maybe cranky and chaotic because she would rather be eating instead of performing. Foxy's all scarred up, placed in out of order. He's not a part of the main band, so he could be unhinged, wild, and dare I say a Joker knockoff, I don't know. Or he could be quiet and grumpy because he's damaged and distant from the children and the band. And then there's Bonnie. He's got a guitar. Wow. So to make him fit with the others without clashing with anyone's personalities, I decided Bonnie is the loser of the group. But he's a lovable loser. I wanted him to be that shy band member who's always in the background until the light hits him and he suddenly locks in. In my redesign, Bonnie's very tall and lanky and has this hunch in his shoulders, like he's constantly trying to make himself smaller. His eyes are droopy and angled downward to give him that soft, timid, and bashful look. I kept his signature lack of eyebrows. It actually makes his expression feel a little more sad and vulnerable, which fits perfectly. Design-wise, his color palette mirrors Freddy's. The whole band shares a unifying palette. just switched around for each member. Bonnie wears a sleeveless vest and a red bow tie with loose red slacks that flare a little at the bottom. They also gave him these big round glasses just to seal the deal of him being a loser. Is that like still offensive? I don't care. Let's go on. Ooh, and during shows, I thought of this cute little like Bonnie interactive mechanic where in the show he gets too scared to continue performing, so Freddy has the kids chant for him to continue, and when he finally locks in, his body actually straightens out and he stands up towering over all the others as he starts playing. And for gameplay at night, I thought it'd be creepy if that same mechanic carried over. He doesn't move at first, he just stands up. And to add a little more shock value to him just standing up is that he's not the first person to move on the first night like he usually does in the games. Instead, I switched it to where Chica moves first. And because he's so tall and lanky, you would hear these heavy, uneven thuds as he moves, really scaring the player. It's also trading Freddy's other mechanic in the first game where he laughs every time he moves. Instead, you'll hear Bonnie's footsteps stopping every time he moves to kind of track where he is. If you think about it, it's a really cool way to contrast off of his daytime persona. Just like Freddy, he's quiet and timid, and he hides himself in the band, but at night he is the loudest, most unsettling presence for those 6 hours. Bonnie! We have Bonnie now. Out of everyone so far, his design is one of my favorites. He's so stinking cute. Here I have him sitting on his stool he's in during shows alongside with his guitar, which I was too lazy to redesign. I might later in the future. I don't know. I also made his fur blue because apparently he's canonically blue. Scott, you're gonna look me in the eyes and tell me the whole time this was blue? This was blue, Scott? You're lying to me. That's purple. Along with his signature for the mascot mode, it's way more rounded and soft compared to Freddy's. And I turned the eye in his name into a little smiley face. I feel like you did something really stupid like that. And that concludes about everyone.
No,
thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah, that's not everyone.
What?
You said that in the beginning. In the beginning, you said
Reimagining the FNaF 1 cast. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy.
where's Chica and Foxy?
No, I'm not doing them yet.
But you said
I'm lazy! Well, that's like half true. I wanted to make this video some sort of a test run for this type of content. The only videos I have on my channel are speed paints, and now I'm using my actual voice editing. This is scary. And as you can see, it took way longer than I wanted to. Half my banter in the first half is outdated and was supposed to be released before the FNaF 2 movie. But now I have a good time frame of how long these types of videos take me, and I'll continue to work on that as I take YouTube just a little more seriously. But I can assure you, if anyone's still watching up to this point, leave a horse in the comments if you did. But I can assure you, part 2 is coming. And for the most part, making this video is actually pretty fun. And if you have enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment or tips below. It will help me out a lot. And with that, have a great day, evening, night, morning, weekend, and year. Bye!